Deb wears many hats. A single mom to 3 accomplished sons and 2 adorable grandchildren. A dynamic pastor and a dedicated missionary with a passion for introducing recovery ministry to the vibrant country of Haiti. Beyond her transformative work, Deb is a captivating public speaker, having shared her powerful testimony countless times. Her story is a beacon of hope, and she eagerly welcomes opportunities to share her wisdom at various venues. Join Deb on a riveting exploration of faith, resilience, and the boundless possibilities of redemption. Let's give a round of applause for Deb as she comes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm excited to be here again. Yesterday I shared a lot, and I know I'm probably a little bit more limited today. So I want to introduce myself. This microphone is so, I don't really need that. All right. So, my name is Deb, and I'm a very grateful believer in Jesus Christ, who has experienced victory over alcoholism. However, I still struggle with codependency. I'm an adult child of an alcoholic. Anger, grief, loss, PTSD, the list goes on, right? And I'm also a missionary in the country of Haiti. And my primary focus in Haiti is to bring recovery ministry, which is Celebrate Recovery, to Haiti, because I was a ministry leader of that for 10 years. Prior to 9 years ago, I actually relocated to the country of Haiti as a missionary. And so I don't know if you know much about what is actually happening in Haiti, but the situation in there is, I would say it's the biggest humanitarian crisis happening right now in Haiti, alongside Israel. Okay, but I would put Haiti up there. But God had me write this book, which is called Recover Your Mission. And the subtitle is How a Drunk from Wisconsin Became a Missionary in Haiti. So the idea here is that if God can do that for me, He can do it for you, right? He has, and my belief and why I wrote my book is that I believe that God has a purpose. He has a plan. He has a mission for every single person, okay? It's just that sometimes it takes us a little bit to figure that out, right? To figure out, especially when you're caught in situations, issues, problems in your life that you somehow feel disqualify you. And you feel like you're not worthy or you're not good enough or whatever. And so the book is the story of my life, okay? This is the first book. I am going to write a second book. And the second book will be called Recover Your Mission, the rest of the story, right? Because I was talking to Tish about this. I have a lot more to share, particularly when it comes to relationships. Because I didn't really get into that, because you always have to kind of keep the other person in mind, and you don't want to take them out in that process. But if I share it from my perspective, or I do something like Tish has done, that is really what I'm going to do. And I'm also very soon going to be publishing a workbook that goes along with my book. My book is also a little bit unique. I didn't mention this yesterday, but at the end of every chapter, I have a question, I also have a quote, and I have a scripture. But the other unique sort of thing is I have a song, a worship song, that applies to that chapter. Because worship has always been something very meaningful in my own life, because it's actually healed me at times. And so I wanted to include that at the end of every chapter. And so the other thing is that it is my life's journey, and I'm going to share a little something from the book. Well, one thing I didn't share yesterday either is this book is a miracle, okay? because I wrote this book from start to finish in 8 weeks. Okay? From the beginning to the end. I mean, to the sitting down with the person who helped me do it, the cover, the whole thing, published 8 weeks later. That's incredible. Okay? I mean, I know a lot of you have said it took you like years and years. And the idea of a book was in me for years. But the actual sitting down and doing it, and I will tell you a little secret. Because how it got started was the person that was helping me interviewed me for his podcast as if the book was already written. And so I answered all of his questions, and then we took that and transcribed it, and that became the base of my book. And then the rest of it was actually written at the beach on my cell phone, typing in notes for different chapters that I didn't really touch on as I was going through it. And so there is a lot of different things I talk about in my life, and you know, I've had a lot of issues, okay, in my life, and I'm not afraid to say that I've had those issues because I am recovering those issues, right? I am changing my life. I'm not staying the same. I know I did stuff that I'm not too proud of. Yesterday I spoke about how the fact that for about a 4 to 5 year period, I drank every day, all day. I mean, I would take my kids, I would wake up in the morning, I would say to myself, I am not gonna drink today. And within a half an hour, I'd be pouring that first drink. And then I'd leave to take my kids to daycare with a drink in my car. Go into work, come home at lunch, drink more, go back to work with a drink in my car, pick my kids up from daycare, come home, and drink on into oblivion. Blacking out frequently, but I didn't think I had a problem. Okay? This is what also, you know, growing up, I grew up in an alcoholic home. So it was modeled for me, it was shown to me that the drunk was socially acceptable. So I didn't think I had a problem. But as you can imagine, in time, that became apparent, that I had a problem and it was out of control. And I didn't know how to quit because I was addicted. And that's when I got into treatment, and the Lord took me on the journey of, you know, my faith, really. And honestly, what I believed in my life and why I got wild and crazy is I thought I was going to hell. I thought I didn't matter. I didn't think God wanted to have anything to do with me. And so I'm like, hey, I'm going to hell anyway. Party on. Do whatever I want. Doesn't matter, right? But that's why I wrote the book, because it is about redemption. It is about having a plan and a purpose in your life and living into that and fulfilling that and doing the things in your life that you never dreamed would be possible. You know, because God can help you work through those things. And so I use my stories. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to say who I used to be, right? Because I'm not that person anymore. So praise God. And I don't know what I have left. I might be wrapping up. Anybody have a question? Okay.
What made you decide to go to Haiti?
Oh, well, the Haiti thing, yeah. So that was all God. So another part of my story, it's a sad part, because after I got into recovery, I became a Christian, I made amends with my father, and it was there's a lot of story about that, but what ended up happening is my father took his own life. And it was very traumatizing and very difficult for me. It was like it was the pivotal moment in my life, because everybody thought that when that happened I would relapse. And this became the point where I said, God, I can't do this. God, I surrender. God, you gotta help me. And in that time, you know, after you go through a traumatic event like that, I began to reevaluate my life and say, what's really important? And I got introduced to this singer that sang about his mission trips to Haiti. I went to listening to him, and it was like bells and whistles were going off in me, like, I need to go there. I don't even know where Haiti is. I need to go there. And within 6 months, I was on my very first mission trip. And then I like to say I got bit by the Haiti bug. And I had to keep going back. And then 9 years ago, I relocated there to continue on. But that journey has not been easy, and that's what I talk about in my book as well. That just because, you become a believer and you think, things are going to be great, it's not always great. But God will lead you through that, and God will teach you lessons. I loved all the different speakers earlier today because it's all about what's going on up here. And it's your belief system. And if you have a broken belief system, you're going to, we talked earlier about doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. The definition of insanity, right? And so that's what I was doing. I didn't realize it until I got into recovery and I began to look at my life and say, look at what you're doing. You're doing the same thing over and over. It's not working for you. And so even in Haiti, that a lot of things were shown to me as I became a missionary. Because when you step outside your comfort zone and you do things that are hard, your character defects come shining through. And so that's what happened to me, and I had to deal with that. I had to look at that. I had to say, what's wrong with me? What do I need to hear? So you can find my book on my website. My website it's very simple. It's www.recoveryourmission.org. You can go there and it will lead you to where you can order the book. I do have it in paperback, I have it in Kindle, and in audiobook, and it's me doing my own audiobook, which is really cool to do. And you can see also about my mission work in Haiti. I'm going to pass around my card too if you're interested. I have all my information on the card. But I do fundraise as well for the work that we do in Haiti. So,
all right.